Sugar Radio, in association with Performance Works, are proud to present Gamble. Some scenes may contain strong language. Listeners' discretion is advised.
You've reached the inbox of Mistress Wells, the Lady of Pain. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name, whatever name you want me to call you, your phone number and a brief but graphic description of your deepest, darkest desires after the tone, then I'll get back to you. Unless that's you, Dad, in which case probably best to leave out the whole desires part, it's just weird.
Wells, pick up the bloody phone. I know you're not sleeping, so whatever or whoever you're doing right now, tie a knot in it and get your arse down to meet me at the quayside. Right away! There's been a murder! 6 shots! It's chaos! I'm starting to think we've gotten a little over our heads with this one. Just get down here, now! Comprende!
Earlier that day.
Detective Bacharach! Bacharach! Ross! That cat's crapped itself again! Open a window! I thought you were getting rid of it after you caught it humping Jabba the Hutt in your desk. Ross!
Sorry, I was just in the bathroom having a... Oh, my God, it smells like the back end of hell in here. Have you been eating those refried burritos for breakfast again?
It's not me, it's that cat.
The little bastard, I thought you were getting rid of it.
So did I. And we can't have this place smelling like this when Trevor Doyle's coming in to spill the beans on the Vanderberg scandal.
Ooh, the Scandalberg.
Can you focus for a minute, Chuckles?
Yep, sorry, boss.
And despite our recent failings, well, let's be brutally honest, our entire career's worth, I'd like to at least give the impression that we know what we're doing round here. So forgive me if I don't want the office reeking like the bins of the back of the Zen Palace takeaway.
So racist, but go on.
So I need you to get shot of that cat for at least an hour.
Easier said than done. What am I supposed to do with it? Should I hide it in the bathroom?
Just think of something.
I'll be honest, boss. Trevor Doyle is hardly the poster boy for personal hygiene. I doubt he'll be that bothered.
Well, I'm that bothered, so get rid of it.
Fine! Oh my God, it smells even worse this close up.
We've all been there, right? Well, I suppose that joke's lost in the likes of you.
Could you just get the door for me, please?
Now, where's that? Ah, here it is. Meadow Fresh. More like hospital fresh, but I suppose it'll have to do.
Done and done.
That was quick. Where did you put it?
It's probably best you don't know. So, what time is Doyle getting here?
Should be around now, actually.
Oh, that's handy.
Detectives! A pleasure for sure. Ross, you're looking at... Oh, and you must be Horton.
Detective.
That's right there, Hardy. Right now. So, what is it to that I'm owing this here little invitation? Usually, when I get a detective asking me to come see him, it's a copper, and I end up to me arse in big beastly trouble.
No trouble here at all, Doyle. I can assure you of that. Can I get you a drink?
You're alright there, in fact. I've brought me own. It's not that I'm not appreciative of the offer, but for all I know, that could be poison you're trying to give me. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me I'm being all paranoidly and such. But believe you me, there's a lot of folks wouldn't mind seeing old Trevor Doyle shuffling off this mortal coil.
More like this mortal Doyle.
Oh, give me a second. I'll need to write that down from my memoirs.
No, I completely understand. When you're a symbol for justice and truth in the face of a corrupt society, you have to.
Uh-oh, I can see smoke there. You alright, boss?
Alright. I tried to keep up the pretense of admiration up there.
Yeah, for 5 seconds.
But I can't do it. Doyle, everybody knows you're a cheap, grubby scumbag that gets his kicks out of going through other people's garbage and stirring up trouble. And you know that. That's fine with me. That's why you're here, in fact. I need you to tell me everything you know about what happened between future computing and Vanderberg technology.
Oh, right. You do you? Well, maybe I could be persuaded to tell you what I know, but what's in it for Doyle?
Honestly, knackers all. Apart from the biggest scoop of your career, helping to bring to justice a murderer and getting to expose both the police department and the board of directors of Vanderberg Technology for corruption. How's that for sweetening the pot?
I must say that tickles me somewhat. So, who exactly is it that's been murdered then?
That is confidential.
Ah, your bollocks it is. If you want old Doyle's help, you'll give me the full story.
Maybe it's worth that risk, boss.
Fine. The victim in question is Trent Vanderberg.
Your arse it is. Did you seriously drag me all the way down here for a joke, Mr. Gamble?
I am, literally, deadly serious.
Oh, then I hate to be the one who breaks it to you, but someone's been feeding you a big plate of horse shite. Trent Vanderberg is very much alive and well. I happen to know this because I was snooping around one of his board meetings just the other day and got caught out trying to get a quote from him on this whole corporate espionage thing I'm looking into. And his assistant, well, he sees me, he grabs me round the neck and he tells me he's not available for comment. I mean, you might think it's weird that he's not here, but he's on an indefinite holiday in a secret location in the Bahamas. And bugger my uncle, he's dead, isn't he?
As dead as velour tracksuits, I'm afraid. And I actually am afraid. I was hoping they'd make a comeback.
He was murdered, but the police ruled it as a suicide, and the board at Vanderberg went one step further and covered up the whole thing to stop share prices from going down faster than an Essex girl after 6 blue wickets.
Bugger my uncle.
Must you keep saying that?
This isn't just a scoop you've got here, gents. Why, this is Pulitzer Prize winning journalism. I could get a book deal out of this.
Go easy there, Blarney Rubble. You still got your end to hold up.
Right. Right you are then. So, well, actually, come to think of it, how come you're involved in this whole thing then? Who's paying you?
Well, our client, who shall remain nameless.
It's Lacey Rumford. She's off for telly.
Off of that antique show.
Oh my god, yes!
Crikey, she's a bit of something nice for sure.
Ooh, I know. She could turn a man straight, that one. Anyway, she reckons that Vanderberg's wife did it.
The porn star.
I believe the term is glamour modelling, and yes, she did some page 3 stuff in the 80s. But from what I understand, she's had quite the social makeover since she married into money.
You think I could interrupt Detective Bacharach? Or would you maybe like to give Doyle here all our bank account details and pager numbers while you're at it?
You still have a pager?
Anyway, Doyle, yes. That's where we're coming from. But Marianne Vanderberg, well, let's just say that particular lead went nowhere. So we're left with the possibility of this being a revenge killing.
Ah, for sure, and it fair smacks of it. You know that fella Pepe Redmond, right? He's quite chummy with a few of the high-ranking government types, all the old private school backslapping, bulletin club type of thing. Well, his company, Future Computing, they've had this rolling contract with the Ministry of Defence and they've been providing them, the microchips or something, you know, for putting in computer-guided bombs so you can stick one up a jihadi's arse from the other side of the world. Word is that at the last renegotiation, Trent Vanderberg waltzes into the meeting and undercuts the price by about 30%, nabs the contract, and Redmond, well, he's left with his arse hanging out and his company's main source of income completely shagged. We're talking massive share drops, job losses, and Redmond, well, he's furious. And he overheard more than once saying how he's going to murder that bastard Vanderberg. And nobody even bats an eyelid, because really, between us here, Trent Vanderberg was not a well-liked man.
Really? Renowned philanthropist Trent Vanderberg?
It's well documented in the business world, fellas, that Trent Vanderberg, well, he was a cutthroat, ruthless bastard who'd step in his own mother's face if it got him a rung up the ladder.
You think Vanderberg's mother might have killed him?
Bacharach.
Oh, sorry, brain fart. Go on.
Anyway, as I was saying, right, you're telling me he's been murdered? Well, I'll be honest, that doesn't come as much of a surprise. I mean, it could have been Redmond that put a hit on him, but sure, if we sat here all night and listed off the people who would happily have murdered him, we'd be here till the wee small hours. That's why Vanderberg was such a recluse. It had nothing to do with him being publicity shy. He was paranoid, and as it turns out, fairly rightly so.
Well, this seems to be quite an eye-opener for sure. One more question, Doyle. You seem to know an awful lot about the inner workings of Vanderberg's business life. How do we know you're not involved in some way?
I'll tell you this, Trevor Doyle may be many things, Gamble, but a murderer he is not.
Fine. I'll take that at face value, seeing as how I have no proof to the contrary. Thanks for coming in, Doyle. It's been informative. We'll be in touch.
And make sure you do that. I want in on this. This is going to be the story that makes Trevor Doyle a household name. I'll be seeing yous now, and Ross, I'll maybe catch you down at the Bell and Whistle. You owe me a drink or 6.
Oh, totally gonna happen, big boy.
So, Trent Vanderberg may have been murdered by any number of disgruntled bastards then. Yep. This does look remarkably like square one to me. We're going to have to get Lacey Rumford back in here and probe her a bit deeper.
I bet you'd love that.
Funny, we've got a hell of a lot of work to be doing. Why are 2 of my detectives seemingly missing in action?
I don't know, boss. I haven't seen Daryl for days and Naomi hasn't been in all morning.
We'll find them. I'm going to need all hands on deck for this.
Ooh, finally you say.
I said deck.
Yoo-hoo! Anyone home? I brought donuts.
Donuts.
Ooh, donuts.
Donuts. You swan in here in the middle of the afternoon and you bring donuts.
A dozen donuts, no less.
Oh, and you think that bringing donuts in is going to make me any less furious? That one of my detectives has so little respect for her job at possibly the busiest point in our firm's career. She doesn't even check in to say she's going to be 6 hours late.
They're from Krispy Kreme.
Oh, fair enough. Give me a couple of those sprinkly ones.
Any fudge? I do love me some fudge.
Ross, so many jokes.
What possible reason do you have for being late?
I just couldn't get out of bed this morning.
Oh, Naomi dear, this case is taking its toll on all of us, but you've got to...
No, I mean, literally, I couldn't get out of bed this morning. Harvey lost the keys to his handcuffs.
Jesus Christ.
Can you believe it? He spends about a minute looking for them, then tells me he's going to be late for work and leaves me there. And as if that wasn't bad enough, it takes 5 hours for a locksmith to show up, and he walks in on me, cuffed to the bed, legs akimbo, and nothing but a ball gag and stiletto heels.
I wonder if... Nope, just checked. Can't unsee that mental image. Don't think I'll ever be able to.
The weird thing is, he didn't even charge me.
Well, I hope you've been keeping your bloody mouth shut about the case when you've been canoodling with Harvey.
It'd be nice if she managed to keep something shut.
The way things are going, the last thing I need is Pinnacle Investigations sticking their snooty, bloody professional noses into our business.
I'm not a total idiot, you know. Though as far as sticking things into places go...
No, stop. Right there. There's only so much horror I can take in one day.
Fair enough. But you don't need to worry about me and Harvey anymore. After that stunt he pulled this morning, he's not getting a piece of this anymore.
Thank heaven for small mercies. Can we try and drag this conversation out of the gutter and back to business? Has anyone heard from Detective Potts?
I think he might be avoiding me.
And why would he be avoiding you?
Well, he's probably just a bit embarrassed after I gave him a hand job in the car on the drive back from the Vanderberg estate.
Oh, God, the horror, the never-ending horror.
Jesus Christ, Wells, what's the matter with you?
You know, I don't know where I am with you sometimes. 1 minute you're all for team camaraderie and the next you're jumping down my throat because I give a colleague a helping hand.
Naomi, stop talking. Forever, if possible, please.
Look, let's try and hold it together, can we? Let's forget the last 5 minutes of conversation ever happened and just move on. Lacey Rumford will be here any second. Speak of the... Oh, for Christ's sake, Crabbe, what do you want?
Yeah, well, for one thing, I'd like to know when I set foot outside my office, I set in this tray of shitty cat litter. Do you have any idea how much these shoes even cost?
Ooh, actually, I do. I have a pair, and they're not exactly cheap.
Not my pont gawk wank. Oh, hi Naomi. Fancy seeing you here.
Oh, hi, mister. They're round here somewhere, I promise.
Are you still mad about that then?
Don't ever talk to me again.
Oh, whatever. So, this cat litter, thought you might want it back, and I'll be sure to drop in the cleaning bill for these shoes later on too.
Harvey, you can make like a pelican and stick your bill up your arse. Now why don't you get out of my office before I get you done for trespassing?
Well, I'm getting the feeling that you're trying to get me to leave, which as a top flight detective piques my curiosity as to why.
I don't need to explain myself to the likes of you, Crabbe. Just take yourself elsewhere, preferably immediately.
Fine. I want you to know one thing, Gamble. I'm on to you. I don't know what you're trying to hide, but I know you're hiding something, and I'm going to find out what it is. So I'll be watching you very, very closely.
You know you're not supposed to warn someone if you're going to have them under surveillance, don't you? Because it pretty much defeats the whole point. What's my shoes, bitch?
Well, if I ever want career advice from a gay nerd, I'll sure to ask you, then kill myself.
Oh, we can dream, can't we?
So long, losers.
Is murder always a crime?
Well, don't just stand there. Get the Hoover. Do you want Lacey Rumford to walk in on us standing around looking at a pile of dusty cat crap?
We should have seen that coming, shouldn't we?
Detectives, good God, was that smell?
Lacey! Hello, sweetie. Sorry, we're just going through some evidence we collected.
That's right, just Good thinking, Bacharach. Carry on. Mind your feet, Miss Rumford. If you'd care to join me at my desk. Detective Wells, if you could also join us.
Oh, and I'll just...
That's right, Bacharach. Keep going through that evidence. Don't stop until you find the...
Stolen diamonds.
Exactly. Keep looking. Don't leave one stone unturned.
Oh, you owe me big time for this.
So, Miss Rumford,
Yes?
first of all, I'm sorry, you sound different from the last time you were in here.
I had a cold.
Fair enough. The reason I've asked you to come in today, there have been some new developments in your case.
Has Marianne Vanderberg confessed then?
No, not quite. Quite the opposite, in fact. Detective Wells here interrogated Mrs. Vanderberg herself.
She was fairly insistent that she didn't do it. In fact, she seemed pretty offended that we'd even suggest it. My partner reckons the butler might have done it, but I don't buy that. That feeble old bastard didn't look like he could lift a gun, never mind shoot it.
Well, of course she'd deny it. You didn't think she just straight up confessed, did you?
Well, that's usually what happens on the telly.
Anyway, Miss Rumford, the point is, we've had some new information which may point to Trent's murder having been a corporate revenge killing by a business rival, rather than a domestic killing.
I doubt that very much.
You see, we've learned that Trent Vanderberg had a lot of enemies in the business, particularly one Pepe Redmond.
No, I know Pedro. He's a pussycat. He's not capable of something so horrific.
If there's one thing I've learned this last couple of weeks, it's that cats are capable of some pretty horrific stuff. Get a whiff of that.
Detective Wells, what exactly is your relationship with Pepe Redmond, Miss Rumford?
Nothing unsavoury, Detective Gamble. Pepe and I are friends. Nothing more. But I can assure you he had nothing to do with Trent's death.
Another rival then, perhaps. Think, Miss Rumford, even the most trivial information could lead us to another suspect.
No, I'm telling you, Marianne Vanderberg is the murderer. Her prints are all over the web.
What?
Probably, as far as I know. But that bitch killed Trent, and you absolutely have to prove it. I implore you, Detective.
It's not quite as simple as all that, Miss Rumford. There are certain difficulties.
I'll double your fee.
But I'm a glass half full sort of man. And what are difficulties, rather, apart from opportunities in disguise?
And you could rely on you, Horton.
Well, you know, I aim to please.
The pleasure's all mine, Horton.
Boss, I think you're drooling.
But now, Wells, Miss Rumford, we'll be in touch as soon as we have any news. And just so we're clear, the double fee includes dailies, yes?
Of course.
Splendid!
Thank you for your time, detectives. It was lovely to see you again too, Ross.
And you, dearest. Oh, thank God she's gone. Can I wash my hands now, please?
You were doing that with your bare hands. Don't you have any of those gloves that the CSI types wear?
I should probably get some of those to make it easier.
And what the hell was all that about? A difficulty is an opportunity in disguise. Did someone spike your gin this morning or something?
Were you not listening? Rumford's doubling our fee. Forgive me if I'm happy with the outcome.
Aren't you forgetting the small matter of the restraining order that means none of us can go within 500 feet of Marianne Vanderberg? Which, let me say again, not my fault. But Lacey Rumford seems like she's got a big wet one for Mrs. Vanderberg being the killer.
Ah, to hell with Marianne Vanderberg. She's well and truly out the picture as far as we are concerned, until I have some hard evidence to the contrary. Rumford will have no choice but to pay up when we prove who killed Trent.
Do you think we could spend some of our ill-gotten gains on the better Hoover? This is just not coming out the carpet at all.
Never mind just now. Detective Wells, we're going to have to step up our game now. I know Miss Rumford seems set on Pepe Redmond's innocence, but at the moment, he's the only named lead we have. So I want you to get on that. I want you all over him.
Sure thing, boss.
By which, I mean surveillance.
Sure thing, boss.
Starting now. I don't want him out of your sight.
Sure thing. What? Tonight? I have an appointment tonight. Can't get over it.
Let me guess. Handcuffs again.
Something like that. Don't look at me like that. This one is purely business.
And Bacharach.
Yes, boss.
See if you can get hold of Potts.
Sure thing, boss. See how I didn't even make a joke about that there?
Just go! Hello, Travelodge? This is Horton Gamble from room 234. Yes, I like to see about upgrading to a double room. And let's have a continental breakfast at my door every morning. You know something, Horton? Today was a good day. Double fees, new leads, and a smile and a wink from a beauty like Lacey Rumford. Well, cheers to me. Ah, that's the stuff. You know, I really don't think that today could get any better. Gamble Investigations, Horton Gamble speaking.
Gamble, it's Doyle.
Mr. Doyle, what can I do for you?
Oh, thank God you're still there. I thought you'd have left your office by now. I thought I'd have to page you, and I don't even know how to do that.
What's everybody got against pagers?
Can you meet me?
Can I meet you?
There's something I can't discuss on the phone. You never know who might be listening.
Come on, Doyle. I respect your talents as a reporter and as an investigator, but I think you're starting to verge on paranoid now.
I don't think I am. You don't know how deep this goes, Mr. Gamble. You've only just scratched the surface, but there are people, very powerful people, mind, who'd rather see this case never be solved.
What are you talking about, Doyle?
Look, can you come and meet me or not?
Why?
Because, Mr. Gamble, I know who killed Trent Vanderberg.
What? Are you serious?
I've never been more serious in my life, and I've got the proof right here in my pocket.
Who was it?
I can't tell you over the phone. There's eyes and ears everywhere. It's like a bloody Picasso painting around here. For all I know, the only thing keeping me alive is that I've not told anyone what I know. You've got me mixed up in a rare old fix here, Gamble. But if we get through this, by God, I'll get that Pulitzer yet. Meet me at the quayside, the bench next to the Bell and Whistle, in half an hour.
Half an hour. Right. I'll see you there.
Come on, Potts. Pull yourself together. Just get out of the car, walk into the building, go to the office and tell them face to face, I quit. I've taken some time to think this over and, well, I just can't take the stress off this job anymore. Since I started, I've been involved in a sham case, drugged, made to get drunk, made a fool of, and been molested by a co-worker, and seen nothing done about the murder that I'm supposed to be in charge of. I guess this line of work is much seedier than I anticipated. Oh, come on, Potts, you can do it. Walk in there and tell them how it is, and walk out here with your head held high, and there's always a family business after all. You can always start at the bottom and work your way up from that one. Ah, Mr. Gamble.
Potts, where the hell have you been?
Mr. Gamble, there's something that I need to tell you.
Whatever it is, son, it can wait. Open the door for Christ's sake, it's freezing out here.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, sir, there's something I need to say.
Put a sock in it, Potts. Drive.
I'm sorry?
Drive the quayside now.
Oh, right, but what's so urgent if you don't mind me asking?
We know who's murdered Trent Vanderberg.
What? Who?
Eyes on the road, and, well, we don't technically know, but that's what we're on the way to find out.
Well, this is huge. How did this... Wait, what?
It's a long and arduous tale, which you'd be up to speed on if you hadn't been avoiding work for the last few days.
Well, there's some awkward things happening though, sir, and I really don't feel that I can get into it.
Christ, Naomi gave you a hand job.
Oh, well, so, you know...
Listen up, son. I'm not exactly overjoyed at the prospect of two of my employees canoodling under my nose. In fact, I'd rather there was zero in the canoodling at all. But the last thing I want is to have to deal with sexual harassment paperwork. God knows, I had enough of that when I was on the force. But if you're embarrassed by it, man up and move on. It doesn't mean a thing to Naomi, and it shouldn't to you either.
Well, it's not just that. I'm unsure about my future at the firm.
You listen to me, Potts, and don't you bloody dare tell a soul about what I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, okay.
I like you. You've got the makings of a good detective, and I'd rather have you working at the agency than not.
That's really nice of you to say. I'm touched, and, well, not in a Naomi way.
Just don't get misty-eyed on me. And if you ever tell a soul what I said, you'll be out in your ear, understand?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
We're meeting a source who says he knows who killed Vanderberg. He's a bit on the paranoid side, so he won't discuss it over the phone. But the long and short of it is, This case is bigger than we ever dreamed, and we're about to wrap it up.
Brilliant. So, are we...
Park down here, bell and whistle. He said to meet him by the bench here. Well, it doesn't look as if he showed up yet.
Well, I mean, maybe he's backed out of it.
I don't think so. Doyle may be 150 terrible things, but a coward he is not.
It's peaceful down here, isn't it? Quite beautiful, really. It's a good place to come and reflect.
You know, I remember when this was all wasteland. Bandit country, we used to call it. Used to be, if you spent any time at all down here by the river, if you go home with a junkie's needle jammed in your leg, you counted yourself lucky. You hadn't got it in the neck. But now, times certainly have changed.
Jesus, you almost sound as if you missed those days, sir.
Simpler times, Detective Potts, that's all. The older you get, the more rose-tinted the past seems to be. You have to really think hard to remember just how pish it all was.
It's remarkable scenery, though. You know, the cool night air, the lapping of the river on the banks, the light from the bridge reflecting, and that shimmering on the water along the... Jesus fucking Christ! Is that a dead body?
What? Where?
There, right on the banks! Oh my God, it is! It's a body! It's an actual dead body!
Oh dear Christ, Doyle! Doyle, you poor stupid bastard! Potts! It's Doyle, our informant! Potts! He's been shot! Get over here! Call the police! Tell them there's a body at the quayside, and then call Wells and Bacharach, and...
I've never seen a dead body before. Never mind one missing half its head.
Potts! Potts! Oh, are you serious? You're a fainter! Christ on a bike! Give me your phone then, you just lie there. Hello? Police! I'd like to report a murder.
Gamble Episode 3, Dead in the Water, was written by James Hamilton. It starred David MacDonald as Horton Gamble, Peter Greenwood as Ross Bacharach, Lorna Kennedy as Naomi Wells, Calum Brawley as Daryl Potts and as Harvey Crabbe, Claire Wilson as Lacey Rumford, James Hamilton as Trevor Doyle, and Ailey Cole as the postman. It was produced by James Hamilton and Marc Andrew. Gamble was created by James Hamilton, Calum Brawley and Marc Andrew, and is a Performance Works and Sugar Radio co-production. Playing on the Office Radio this episode was Stay for One More Day by Calum Brawley. Check out soundcloud.com/Calum-Brawley to hear more. Want to be played on the Office Radio? Email us at hortongamble@gmail.com. Want to listen again, download or just find out more about the show? Go to gamblepi.podbean.com or subscribe via iTunes. All episodes are completely free to download. Follow @gamble_pi on Twitter to join the mystery.
Listen up, you fat bitch. I know you've got what's mine, and I'm gonna take it back whether you like it or not. Don't believe me, eh? Go on. Ask the translator if I'm being serious. Tell him, Chrome Dome. Yeah, that's right. Oh, what's this? Oh, nothing. I'm just holding a thermal detonator. Bam! In your face, Jabba. Give me back my Han Solo. Oh no, I'm shaking in my big bed. Tell you what, how about I take you out of my funky skyboat with the jazz band and drop your ass into the pit of Sarlacc instead. Oh, Jabba, you literal monster. Damn it. All right, to be continued.
Sign here, please.
And this is for Naomi.
That's right. Just sign here.
Ooh, first class, eh? One of these days, Naomi is going to get her mail delivered to her own house. Unless she gets the dodgy stuff sent here. Ooh, I wonder what this is. What could it be? Maybe I should... Oh my god, puke bag! You perverted little shit. Oh, Jabba, I'm so sorry this happened. You're gonna need counselling now. And a bit of a washdown.